Here we are with Erwin Vink, who we all know as Environmental Affairs Manager with NatureWorks in the Netherlands, but is also chairing the Holland Bioplastics Initiative. Now, this is a group of like-minded organizations looking to add the compostable side of the bio-based industry. Why would an initiative like this work in Holland and not necessarily in other countries within the EU?
Okay, first I want to make a slight correction. Holland Bioplastics is the Dutch association. It is not an initiative. It is an association, no problem. And it is looking at bioplastics. So it is looking at compostable plastics as well as bio-based plastics.
Okay.
So both. And this is what I told you before this today. That was really a project focusing on compostability of bioplastics. But we have also projects running on bio-based polymers. Like, for instance, the last year we had a big project running on the shopping bags, which was very timely over there.
Right, so it just happened that today we were looking at one aspect of the group's operation. Is there room for, we're at a conference that's being organized by European Bioplastics. So what is the difference between a local group and a pan-European group? And can one achieve more than the other?
I think the European Bioplastics is, like the name says, a European organization. So it's the umbrella organization. And that organization is more focusing on what happens in Brussels. So that is valid for all national organizations as well. But to go with each individual national organization to Brussels, that is not very efficient, right? So the European Bioplastics is focusing on Brussels. The national organizations like Holland Bioplastics is focusing and on the bioplastics, what happens with the bioplastics in the Netherlands, like Club Bioplastic is focusing on what happens with bioplastics in France, as we learned today as well.
Well, that seems to suggest that you can get things done faster.
Faster, we hope so. The lines are shorter, right? You are in the same country, speaking the same language. So yes, I think we can do things faster in the Netherlands. I'm not saying that they are simpler in the Netherlands, because the Netherlands is, you can say that, it's a small Europe, right? So what problems you face on European level, what questions you face on European level, normally you face them in the Netherlands as well. But if it is faster, I have my doubts, because, like, for instance, in the Netherlands we have, before the Holland Bioplastics, we had the BCPN, that's a precursor of the Holland Bioplastics. And so we have a bioplastics organization in the Netherlands now already for 15 years, right? So if it is going faster, I don't know. But what we face today is now we have a good momentum to make some real changes. We have the composters on our side, we have policy makers which are interested in bioplastics, because based on the Circular Economy Initiative, we have worked with the KIDV on communication guides. So everything is now coming together, and we have a great window of opportunity to make it really happen in the Netherlands, looking at having compostable packaging in the composting bin and collecting more bio-waste, because that's the main target for the composters. They want to have more bio-waste, and they see compostable packaging just as an enabler to do that.
Something cropped up outside of your presentation, but I'd love to get your view on it. And it directly involves the consumer in all of this, who I think has been a sadly neglected voice at this conference. Now, one of the presentations we had after you said that there was this serious confusion in the consumer mind as to what bio meant, but it would appear that most consumers believe bio to be biodegradable. Are we doing enough to make it very clear to the consumer the differences that exist in the bio-based space?
I don't think so, because I believe that most consumers still have no idea not a good idea, put it like that, a little bit more positive, what bioplastics are. But they also have no clue what fossil-based plastics are. If they say that a transparent PET bottle is made from black crude oil, they will look very lazy to you, right? But now, with having this new initiative in the Netherlands, we will also have the nice series of logos to make communication towards the consumer more simple, more direct, and building on that, we will put together a communication program, and for instance, a part of that will be, for instance, press releases and all the documentation. And one of the things we have to do there is explain exactly what we mean with the prefix of bio before biodegradable and bioplastics. Explain what bio means.
Let's just focus on those logos for a minute, because there were quite a few. I counted well over 10, I think. Now, they would be fine if they were the only tag on a package, but you've got a lot of labeling, a lot of information, a lot for the consumer to take in on what can be quite a small package. Do you think sometimes all of the labeling tends to cancel itself out?
If we don't take any measures, I believe that the consumers become less interested in all these logos because there are just too many. So what we said in the Netherlands concerning end of life, because consumers want to know what they have to do with the packaging or a part of the packaging during its end of life phase. I think we make a big step. We have now a harmonized series of logos telling the consumer where to put a glass bottle, where to put the PET bottle, where to put the paper, and where to put the bioplastic.
Right.
And it is a harmonized series of logos, so people will start recognizing that, okay, that's the logo I need. Okay, it says the lid has to go into the composting bin and the glass bottle has to go into the glass bottle bin. Right? I think that's a big step forward. And what you see in the Netherlands, that also retailers and big brand owners, they embrace that idea. And more retailers and big brands are taking over this series of logos.
Do you think it would be a lot easier if legislation was introduced and said a particular type of packaging could only be produced in a particular type of material, full stop?
I don't know if you noticed on my slides, should we make it mandatory, these logos with the question mark?
That was with labeling, yeah.
I said a question mark because I do not know all the consequences if you make this mandatory. But I think it is worthwhile looking into that. That the authorities say, okay, concerning communication about packaging and end of life, this is the set of logos, guys, you have to use.
It wasn't really just the logos. I was actually really referring to the material itself. Now, if, for example, we said, right, all flexible food packaging had to be made of compostable material, end of story, would that actually make it a lot simpler? I know there'd be losers, but it would actually clear up a lot of the confusion.
Yeah, I think all flexible food packaging, that's, I think, too broad. And the composters are also not interested in all flexible food packaging. They are interested in collecting the bio-waste. And they see compostable packaging as an enabler. So the compostable packaging they are accepting in their composting bin has to relate to food packaging. And not food packaging, but fresh food and chilled food packaging. So they are not interested in, for instance, flexible films which are used in packaging for these flexible pouches which are standing up, for instance, for soups. That is far too off. They are not interested in that kind of packaging material. Yeah.
Erwin, somebody asked you from the floor how you managed to get such a good reception with the compostable people in the Netherlands, when in Germany, I think it was, they couldn't even get a conversation going. Now, that's just two countries within the EU. I imagine there are differences across all the member countries. It would be nice to think your model was transferable across other countries, but do you think that's realistic?
One of the last slides said, okay, can we export this model, duplicate this model to other countries? And I listed the preconditions we have to meet. And if you don't meet these preconditions, then it will probably fail. If you do not have the composters on your site, it makes no sense, right? So what our idea is, what our vision is, that we have to make it first working in the Netherlands successfully, so that all stakeholders are happy. It will never be perfect, but okay, no system is perfect on this planet. So that they are happy with the system, how it functions, and then we have to start thinking, okay, can we duplicate this in other countries? And what should we do to duplicate that. And for instance, the person was asking for German composters. Then I would say, okay, let's organize an afternoon with the Dutch and the German composters, and let's exchange ideas. What are the major concerns coming from Germany, and how are these major concerns solved in the Netherlands? Because I believe that the major concerns in Germany are more or less the same as the major concerns in the Netherlands. I don't see big reasons that these concerns are totally different from each other.
So you think dialogue and conversation can resolve the issue?
Yes, I think, yeah.
Last question, if I might. Bio, it's a misleading word. Do you in the Netherlands have a better word for bio-based materials?
No, we also call them bio-waste and bio-based materials. But yeah, it is a fact, because among friends here, everybody knows the difference, because we have all a lot of experience in this field.
Yeah.
But I also know that the consumer outside, it is still confusing what we all mean with bio, because you have bio-preferable, bio-based. Bio, for some people it means that it's bio-organic food. For other means that it fits into your body. So yeah, we have to educate them, and I think this vehicle of having compostable products accepted, this vehicle, we can fix that as well by, if we are communicating to the consumer, we have to start explaining what bio means. That's the first alinea, the first paragraph in our communication program. What is a bioplastics, and what does bio means, and what does biodegradable means, and so on.
Well, I think if the answer is going to come, it's probably going to come from the Netherlands. So thank you very much indeed for your time. Thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you very much.